Hello, friends, and welcome to Pathologic, Volume 12, Episode 3. We are revisiting Aqre today, a genre we covered very early in our series. There is a big 250 you will see in the puzzle because this is the 250th regular puzzle that was released as part of the genuinely approachable pencil puzzle series we draw most of our puzzles from, but this is not the 250th episode of this series because we've had plenty of bonus puzzles and puzzles from other sources mixed in. But regardless, it is a nice milestone to celebrate. And let's dive in with a fresh look at the rules. In an Aqre puzzle, we shade some cells so that all shaded cells form one orthogonally connected area. Orthogonally connected means that from any one shaded cell, we can reach any other in the grid by traveling only horizontally and vertically through that area. Regions with numbers must contain the indicated amount of shaded cells. This is straightforward, so this 4 means that we have 1, 2, 3, 4 out of the 6 shaded. 0 means we have none at all. If there's no number given, we just have no information. So it is not the same as 0, it just means we don't know. There may not exist a run of 4 or more consecutive shaded or unshaded cells, horizontally or vertically, anywhere in the grid. This is the rule that makes an Aqre an Aqre. So we have 3 unshaded cells in a vertical run here, and that is the max we're allowed. The next would have to be shaded. Of course, we can have fewer than 3, and the same goes for shaded cells and horizontally, so this is the max run of shaded cells, 3 across. Those are the rules of Aqre, so it's time to solve a puzzle. Today's Aqre puzzle was set by Jovial. Let's look for our big and little numbers. We've got some 1s. 1s are pretty restrictive in an Aqre puzzle. Not, of course, as much as a 0. We also have this 11, which might be the full size of this. Yeah, that is the full size of that. So that's just a given. So let's fill that in. And we have some runs of 3 that we can bound in several places around that. Okay, so why did I say that 1s were restrictive? It's because in a region like this, if we can only shade 1 cell, then we are going to be left with 3 of the other color, which could end up being a run of 3. And if the region is big enough, that tells us where that needs to be. Now, I'm not sure if any of these are quite large enough to make that give us a write-in. So yeah, so that I think that single shaded cell could be anywhere in isolation, could be anywhere in these regions and not immediately cause, well, no, not anywhere. So in this region, we need to have a shaded cell somewhere in this run of 4. So we're not going to have one in either of these. The same thing's going to go here. We need to have one in this run, so it's neither of those. So that is helpful. And the shaded cells are all connected, so it can't be this one either, because then it would need to go out here and we'd have 2 cells shaded. So that's not, same thing down here. And now we've got some runs of 3. And lo and behold, this run of 3 has given us the 1 cell that we get for this region. That's got to escape out here. And what has that done for the world? Let's see. We need to have a shaded cell somewhere in here to avoid a 4. But any of those seems okay, and we could even have 2 in there. 5. Oh yeah, we are down to 5, so let's fill in all 5 of those, and that's given us another 3 in a row. And that has given us at least 1 shade cell in a dead end. Probably Well, this region has two ways to escape through these two, so it could be either or both of those. We have to... This can't be shaded because then it wouldn't be connected to anything. Now we've got 3 in a row. So that shades these two. We've got the one that we are allowed for this region. This needs to escape here, giving us the 2 that we're allowed in this region, giving us a 3 in the row, giving us the 1 that we get, and another 3 in a row. This has to escape, goes down here. This region still has 2 ways of getting out. Then, where next? This one region is done? Oh, good. That gives us a couple 3 in a rows in those places. And it gives us a dead end there, which finishes off this 2 region, which means this continues. 3 in a row, plus it's the 1 in that region anyway. This comes out here. Then we get, let's see, we have 1 more that we're allowed to shade in this column. And it's going to have to be the one that connects to this region, because that's the only way we're going to get through to these. So I don't know which one it is yet, but it's one of these 3. It's not that one, which means this is a dead end. This comes out here. We've got 3 in a row. Okay, and then this is 3 out of 5 accounted for. One of them has to be in these 3, otherwise we'd have 4 in a row. The other one could be anywhere right now, it seems. 1 more here. Don't think that's constrained. We get 4 more out of these 5. Okay. Well, it can't be these 4, because then we'd have 4 in a row. So at least one of them is there. And then we get 3 out of 4 that are shaded, which seems fair enough. This can't be shaded, because if it were shaded, we would need to shade that and that to connect, and then we'd have 4 in a row. It gives us 3 in a row, and a 3 in a row here. So this has to come over here to connect. Now we've got 3, 4 out of 9. Oh, there's only 1 more unshaded we're allowed in this region. Okay. That's probably going to be useful. Oh, this can't be shaded because then we'd have 4 in a row. So that means that this big region has to come out through here, not up here. So now we get 3 in a row. That tells us how the 5 works. Gives us another 3 in a row. This has to come out of its dead end. We still can only have 1 more unshaded, and it's going to have to be in these 3, because otherwise we'd have 4 in a row. So these become all shaded, giving us a 3 in a row and a 3 in a row. This becomes a dead end, has to come out here. This area has to come out through this gap, like so, giving us 3 in a row. And the last unshaded we're allowed for the 9. Then this can't be shaded because that would give us 4 in a row vertically. Great. Okay. All of this is done. All of this is connected. No 3 in a row is peeking out. So we're going to have to go through here. And unfortunately, we have 2 connectors. But one of them connects here and then across here. Oh, but it's not this one, because if it's this one, we have to keep going across, but then we'd have 4 in a row. So it's here. And that gives us 3 in a row. Then we have a 3 in a row here. 1, 2, 3, 4 out of 5. We get 1 more shaded cell in this whole area, the 0 area. In place that it must be to avoid a 3 in a row, probably. Or must be for connectivity purposes. It's one of those 2 things. Oops. This region will... Okay. So if we try to have this region connect through here, where's it going to go next? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 would all be accounted for, so we can't keep going that way, so we need to go south. If we don't go here, then this area has to connect through here anyway. So either way, that's shaded, which makes that unshaded. And again, if this area connects to these through here, the only place it can go next is west, because we already used up that area. If it doesn't connect through here, then we have to escape through here. So that becomes shaded. That's unshaded. That's unshaded because it's not connected. And finally, this is going to have to connect to this through here. Now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we unshade the other two. And that is how we solve an acre.